Taza is a city in northern Morocco, which occupies the corridor between the Rif Mountains and Middle Atlas Mountains, about 120 kilometers east of Fez. It is located at 150 kilometers from Nador, and 210 kilometers from Mujda. It has a population of 144,000 and is the capital of Taza province. Geography: Taza is located in north-central Morocco, in the south of the Rif region, right outside the mountain range on a narrow plain. The city is composed of two formerly separate towns built on separate terraces overlooking a mountain valley. The old Taza town is at an elevation of 1,919 feet above sea level and is surrounded by fortifications. The newer town, established by the French in 1920, is located in a fertile plain at an elevation of 1,460 feet. Fossil remains indicate that caves in the area were inhabited as early as the Paleolithic period. One of the most important caves in Morocco, Rha Chara, is close to Taza. This cave is over 7.6 kilometers long. The city is located in a mountain pass known as the Taza Gap, where the Rif Mountains and the Middle Atlas Range come together. Through this pass, successive waves of invaders moved westward onto the Atlantic coastal plains of northwestern Africa. Taza was first settled by Minasa tribesmen, who gave it its name, Minasa Taza, similar to Minasa al-Zaytun. The Almoravid Empire took over Taza in 1074. They were replaced by the Almohad Empire in 1132. In 1248 the city was captured by the Marinids. Although Taza barred the route of Turks from Algiers seeking conquest in what is now Morocco, it fell to the French in 1914. The old town has Barbican monuments, mosques, and a 14th-century Amdaraza. Population in 1982 stood at 77,216. Population now estimated about 144,000. Climate: Köppen-Geiger climate classification system classifies its climate as hot summer Mediterranean. Located along the Atlas Mountains, Taza has a seasonal climate, shifting from cool in winter to hot days in the summer months. Rainfall can reach up to 900 mm per year, and snow can also fall in winter sites. The old town's main thoroughfare is enlivened by the grain market and the souks where wickerwork, tapestries, jewelry. The road terminates at a square doubling as a parade ground which sports the Al-Andalus Mosque. The mosque's minaret, constructed in the 14th century, is wider at the top than at its base. Bab el-Kebor Street crosses the Kiss area, then leads on to the Market Mosque where it meets up with Bab Jamar Gate, the main point of entry of Taza. Somewhat further south, across from Bab el-Rih, the Wind Gate, a bastion dating from the 16th century, closes the ring around the Kasbah. Taza's city walls, raised in the 12th century and frequently enlarged on later occasions, were equipped with a Borjal fortified tower 26 meters wide at the base by the Sadi Ahmed el-Mansur in the 16th century. The gate with iron grate and the casemates with terraced roofs are clearly influenced by European military architecture of the time. Topology: the topology of the area has imposed a pattern of urban spread. Viewed from above, the city takes the form of a T. It has its root in Taza High and stretches north to reach the bed of the Wed Lubar. Since the urban stretches east and west along the N6 between Fez and Ujda, at the dawn of independence, the city consisted of the Medina High Taza, the European district occupying almost hill called Noadra Luz. People usually pronounce Dra Luz. This area became the center of town, and finally the station area a few kilometers below. During the following years, districts have emerged, midway between downtown and the train station. During the 80s, other districts make their appearance, especially north of the city, extended and developed areas today. The goal of this extension was the slum clearance. It was a success. Since 1986, the city was declared a city without slums. The craze is such that sections like a villa-style. The 90s marked the beginning of the urbanization of the Axis Center, Taza above. These are buildings with 6 or 7 floors occupying a strategic content between public facilities, and on the other hand, it is down the high rock 100 yards. This area is also adjacent to the uptown Kesumeda, Fruuto, and Heishuhada. More recently, this area continues to morph and promises a beautiful view from the heights of the city. The planning now also spread on the road to Fez for several kilometers to reach the intermittently R508. The development plan provides a direct link between Taza West and Taza High.